Hey, what's up? I wanted to hop on here real quick and make this video because this is something I see all the time, and it's a surefire way to never heal, to never get the results that you want. You hear about other people healing all these autoimmune, all these gut issues, all these blood sugar issues, and you're wondering why you're struggling, right? So, what is so prevalent today, and this is a result of nobody having like good answers or good explanations as to why we're sick in the first place, right? So it's understandable. But what happens is we go looking for answers. We see one person say one thing and another person says something totally different. You know how it goes. And the next thing you know, you're trying to fix parasites, and you're drinking Celtic sea salt water, and you're going after all these different things, all these different theories, because they sounded good. They're backed by science, and you just want to feel good. You don't want to take drugs. You want to heal. So you're doing everything that you can. You're trying some of this, trying some of that. And we know how this story ends. You look up a couple years down the road and you're no better. You're still struggling. So, what I try to get my clients to focus on is one, maybe two things. And I tell them you just have to get really good at this one thing. And if you get really good at understanding how Epstein-Barr virus operates and how food plays a role and how toxic chemicals and heavy metals plays a role and how stress plays a role, if you just focus on Epstein-Barr, you're going to watch everything else get better, because this medical medium info, you actually have a root cause to go after. That's the big difference. And parasites are not a root cause. Mold is not a root cause. Stress itself is not a root cause. They can play a role, sure, but when you're trying to do a parasite cleanse and then you're doing a mold cleanse, it just, you never get any traction. You're never making any forward progress. The needle never moves forward, which is what we all want, and that's what I help my clients do. So, for if you have autoimmune, mystery, chronic health issues, focus on Epstein-Barr. Get really good at understanding Epstein-Barr. I have a free training on it. There's a ton of info out there on how food plays a role and how heavy metals play a role. And just get really good at understanding that and execute that. Do that for months and months, okay? Don't worry about all the other stuff. Just focus on that. That is the most direct path to healing. Same with gut issues. If you have SIBO, IBS, acid reflux, those types of gut issues, get really good at killing off bad bacteria. Get really good at understanding how strep bacteria operates with foods and antibiotics, and just understand that concept. Get really good at that, and then get really good at understanding how to strengthen your hydrochloric acid and your bile potency, because there's two root causes with those types of gut issues. You have the pathogens, and then you have your gastric juices. You have to strengthen those gastric juices. You have to strengthen the bile for stronger hydrochloric acid so that bad bacteria isn't able to get back into the gut and do the same thing to you over and over again. And food plays the biggest role in all these things. You have to get the food part right. But if that's your focus, it's like, hey, I'm just going to focus on how to kill off bad bacteria in the gut and strengthen my hydrochloric acid. That's fantastic. You can just focus on that. Keep your blinders on, tune out all the noise out there, because there's lots of noise and it's almost all useless. At best, it's half truths, right? Some parts are good, but it also comes with some parts that are total garbage. So before you get drawn into like the next GI map stool test, just focus on how food plays a role in killing off bad bacteria. I promise that's how you get to where you want to go. It's so tempting to hear someone's theory, and it sounds good. They're confident, and then you go try some of that. Or you do some of this, and then you also try some of that. And that is going to mess everything up. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. So that's my advice. Otherwise, you're going to get burned out. You're going to give up on a natural approach. And you're going to end up back at the medical doctor's office getting their treatments because you're like, it must be something wrong with me. My case must be a little different. No, you're not focused enough. You have to be focused. You have to commit to these things that are actually going to address root causes. You have to stick with them long enough to get the results, but you can and you will. All right, cool. Thanks for watching.